Thank you for tuning in to the Weeknight Mysteries podcast, episode number 42. I'm here with my co-host, Rain. My name is Yuras. Rain, how are you today?
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you today?
Good. Feels like every week the traces of the sickness that kind of took us out from the podcast is fading away. And it's becoming easier and easier to, talk for an hour.
Yeah, and regarding that, we do have a long list of cases that we could talk about from the commenters, the
Yeah.
suggestions, and all. We have a list. We're getting through it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We have some people asking for some cases that have been asked a long time ago, and we never got to those cases, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about something that I don't think anyone ever suggested, but it's something a little bit more recent that caught my eye. And I was looking at this case for a bit and decided that I think it would be interesting to bring it up. Not sure if everyone heard about this one. We have the strange death. Well, at this point, I believe it's murder. Murder of a 55-year-old executive from Dallas, Alan White. Alan White has been murdered in October of 2020. I would say this is probably peak COVID year. Basically this guy, he's a 55-year-old executive. He leaves his home for an early morning workout at the local LA Fitness in Dallas. He works out for half an hour. He was supposed to go back home to have a conference call. However, he misses the call and his partner reports him missing to the police. A week later, his car was found in an opposite direction from his home, judging by the location of LA Fitness where he was at. It was found in a completely opposite direction. And then I believe 7 or 8 months later, we will be going into the fine details in a little bit. His remains have been found fairly close to where his car was found. And at this point, I believe that the cause of death is undetermined, even though it has been multiple years after the fact. So we don't know exactly what caused Alan to die, but just judging from the details, I'm sure you will agree that it's most likely a murder. He didn't, have self-harm here in this case. I think it's pretty obvious. And what else is interesting is that one of the last times that Alan White was captured alive, actually this was the last time he was captured alive on a local RaceTrac gas station CCTV. It's interesting, we're going to be talking about it, but it seems like Alan has been not acting regularly to some extent in that gas station. And I guess we're going to be talking about, is this a clue or is this a red herring? I think that's one of the big questions. And things that the family stated, and then especially things that were found in the car. The car wasn't really ransacked or like stolen. Like it doesn't necessarily look like it's it's like a carjacking gone wrong, or maybe it is. And yeah, we're gonna be jumping into all of this. What can you tell me about the case? Just your first thoughts about the case.
Oh, I do have really, I wouldn't even say amateur thoughts about it. Initially, I read about it and I read that Alan left his home around 4:40 a.m. to go to the gym. And from the sound of it, it was a regular occurrence. And my first reaction was like, how? Who does that?
Yeah, apparently this was a regular thing for Alan and his partner. We're gonna be getting into it. Let's talk about the background a little bit before we jump into the day of the disappearance. So, Alan White, yeah, from my research, I would say that I found that he is a very career-driven person. It's also worth mentioning that he lived a fairly stable life. He was gay and he had a partner named Rusty Jenkins, and they have been together for, at that point before Alan, was murdered, 18 years, and they had, I believe, been married for 4 of those years. Do you remember this detail?
Yeah. Man, it was such a long time.
Yeah, so they had a long, stable relationship between each other. He was working as an executive at an accountant company. I think it's the KPMG. I hope these are the correct letters. The KPMG. You heard about this company.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the big 4 accounting companies with PwC and so on.
Mm-hmm. So he was
a higher
up, yeah. He was doing good career-wise.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good career-wise. He was a higher up in a financial company, an executive, I think in some sort of a advisory-facing role. Not really sure what his day-to-day work looked like, but from the sound of it, he was on a lot of calls,
Classic.
Classic. And
I'm really impressed with the discipline, though, because I could never wake up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym and then go to work right after, jump on a conference call at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was something that was working for Alan, because Alan, for a 55-year-old man,
he looked good.
He looked really good.
He looked like he was taking care of himself.
Yeah, I would say that's a good way.
And it seems like he was also into cycling.
Yes, that's another good point. I've seen several pictures of him with a bike.
Yeah.
He had another thing worth mentioning. He started this KPMG job in that same February. So he was murdered in October. So he only had been there for, I would say, like 8 months, something like that. So he was fairly new at the job. And I think it's important because I've seen people question whether his job could have been related to what has happened to him.
Yeah, I was supposed to ask that.
And I'm not really sure because, in these financial institutions, at least where we're from, in Lithuania, and we both work in like financial institutions.
Everything's boring.
Everything's boring. I could never imagine anyone getting killed because of like some stuff at the job.
Numbers.
At the job, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, that brings a question. What about America? Because in America, I think the transactions are basically like what we have, just like on steroids.
Oh, come on. It's an accounting firm.
Oh, and I could see a lot of potential dangers with that. Because, when you're investigating, like accounting for KPMG, what they do audits. I don't know if Alan was directly working with audits, and I don't know exactly what like those companies do, but a big part of their like business model is doing audits, and that could bring up problems because if they're auditing a company and they find something suspicious, someone might be interested in the audit company not releasing that suspicious information. You know what I mean? But it just didn't feel like it.
So, are you suggesting that there's a possibility that Alan was targeted?
No, I don't actually suggest this because, as I've said, I don't know how it is, but just judging from my career in like working these similar kind of jobs, I would say I mean, maybe I'm not up there with the big boys because I couldn't imagine anyone getting killed over any of that.
Yeah, same here.
It's like so,
We just save
boring.
files in PDFs.
yeah, just so
All day.
boring. It's so boring. Like, no one who would ever die there. But yeah, another thing to mention about Alan White, he was very had a very close relationship with his family, right? Especially with his niece. Do you recall his niece? His niece showed up to Dallas, and
Because of wedding plans.
because of wedding plans. And I think his niece asked Alan some time ago that if she could spend a couple of days in Dallas with her fiance to plan out the wedding, and Alan was excited to help. And actually, Alan was, disappeared and most likely was killed during the same time when his niece was visiting.
Yeah, this is the reason why I'm like 100% convinced it's not self-committed. Maybe it's too early in the podcast to say this. It's just that for me, it seemed like such an odd timing. It's like his niece was there and it was a grand event, and apparently I read that he was involved in it.
Very much.
Yeah, right? And he loved his family so much. So I just think the timing doesn't add up, doesn't make sense.
No, the timing doesn't make sense. I agree. I don't think that this was self-inflicted, and
Yeah.
obviously it wasn't, because from the way the car was found, from the way his body was found, it just feels like it's not like that.
Definitely not, right?
Yeah, and from the, the last time he was seen, he was filling up a gas tank in a RaceTrac gas station.
You know what's crazy? I thought that RaceTrac was literally a racetrack.
No, I also had to look it up. It's a gas station, very prevalent in Florida, and then for some reason around this Dallas, Fort Worth area also, but not in the rest of Texas. Just like very prevalent in Dallas.
Is it in the whole America or
No,
just in
it's
that specific area?
Just in Florida, some southern
Oh,
states.
that's interesting.
Yeah, but it sounds cool though. When you pump the gas, you probably feel like, like a cool guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, so yeah, let's talk a little bit about what happened. I think let's jump real quickly to October 21st, 2020. This was a Wednesday, run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-week workday. His niece and her fiancé had already arrived at Alan's and Rusty's residence. And Alan mentioned that he will go to the gym in the morning. I think Rusty also goes to the gym in the morning, but it's kind of, don't you find it kind of strange that they go to separate gyms? They both leave the house in really early morning hours, like 4 or 5 a.m. or something like that, but they go to different gyms.
No, not necessarily. Maybe because they have two different schedules and body clocks, Because, for example, you go out for a run in the middle of the day just randomly.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
And maybe something similar is happening to them, wherein Rusty has his own thing going and Alan had his own thing going. So I don't necessarily find it weird. I just find it, I would say, even normal. Matter of choice, preference.
I also think maybe it's not weird. Maybe, they have like, I don't know, they just want to go to different gyms. I kind of understand from the perspective of like maybe not being around each other all the time and like working out in peace alone. It's kind of like a thing, you know what I mean? So I was thinking maybe it's not that weird.
No, definitely not. I even find their wake up times even weirder.
Yeah. No, I think maybe they're concentrating on the day ahead or something like that. Yeah.
Well, once again, I'm just gonna say, I admire it. It's something that I could never do, and so I just look up to them. One day, hopefully.
I think they're doing it too early on. So probably there's no need to get up at like 4:30.
But then again, if you're an executive, your whole day is probably booked.
I don't think you need to wake up at. I don't think most people in that position wake up at 4:30 and go to the gym. They were definitely super active people. So yeah, Alan mentioned to his niece. And niece confirmed this later on, that he said he's gonna be back home by 6 a.m. from the gym. It sounds crazy to be back home at 6 a.m. Not to leave at 6, but to get back home at 6 a.m. So that's what the niece confirmed. So we have that information. The next morning, Alan and Rusty, they both left for their separate gyms. Alan left at 4:40 a.m. in the morning. Rusty also. We have a picture of their home. I don't know if you've seen the house before. Tell me what you think about the house.
Wait 1 second, let me just load the screen again.
Yeah, no worries.
Fancy.
Fancy looking, right?
Very beautiful, very modern. But I would say this is really fancy.
Yeah, even if you go... So basically, Alan and Rusty, they were into home flipping. So even if you go to 2019 Street View of this address, you could see that this is not the finished product yet. In 2019, they're still working on it. It looks a little bit different, but it looks like a really nice house.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's in this, I think, fairly nice neighborhood in Dallas. So at 5 a.m., the LA Fitness opens and Alan goes inside. So I took a look how far away the LA Fitness is. It's 3.9 miles away from their home, and it should have taken him 10 minutes to get there. So everything kind of checks out perfectly. There is no extra time that's unaccounted for. Alan is spotted on the CCTV of LA Fitness leaving at 5:38 a.m. in the morning. So by the looks of it, he spent 38 minutes working out. And he is alone in the CCTV footage, and his demeanor seems normal. He is leaving in his Porsche Macan, 2019 Porsche Macan. At that point, it was only a 1-year-old car because this was happening in 2020. So,
is it an expensive car?
Yeah, this Porsche Macan is a pretty expensive car. I think it's like, even, if I'm not mistaken, it's all electric. So it's like electric Porsche SUV type. Now, this wasn't his car. This was a loaner car given to him by the dealership. So I don't know exactly what was his car, what was Alan's car, but I think Alan's car was in the dealership for repair work. So they gave him this Porsche Macan. I suspect that he owned also a Porsche, because it just makes sense to me that like a Porsche dealership would give another Porsche as a loaner vehicle, so it's not his exact vehicle. Then at this point, everything seems to be going completely normal in his day. He is leaving the LA Fitness at 5:38, and this is the first weird thing that Alan does that we need to talk about. So I have a map here. I'm not sure if you could see it. Can you show me again which one you're looking at? Yes, that's perfect. So in this map, you could see that I circled his house where he was living. So I believe the residence is, I'm not going to even say it. No need to dox it, even though I think Rusty doesn't live there anymore. Regardless, from LA Fitness, he goes to a gas station, the RaceTrac gas station. But this gas station where he goes, and I'm gonna put this up on the YouTube channel so it's gonna be more understandable, it's not necessarily on the way to his home. how would you describe the location of this RaceTrac gas station in relation to his home?
I would say from LA Fitness, instead of turning right, which it would lead to his home, he turned left, which is weird.
Yeah, it is really weird to me because this is really feels like he's going out of his way. Unless you see, like in the Google Maps, there's that route calculator, right? So that's the fastest route for him to go left instead of going right towards his home at one intersection. But you see that other less blue, like the lighter blue route, that's like
It's the longer route, though.
that's the longer route, exactly.
Why would he take it in the first place?
I don't know, but maybe
But that would make sense.
that longer route would kind of make more sense. That he jumped on this, I believe, highway and did this huge circle around the Dallas area, and he would end up in the RaceTrac, RaceTrac, a gas station after doing the huge roundabout. I'm not sure why exactly, but to me it already feels like a pretty weird location for him to go. I'm not gonna lie. It was known by Rusty that Alan was going to get gas, either on his way to the gym or after the gym. It wasn't specified. So he knew he was going to get gas. The only problem here is that this particular gas station doesn't really, to me, make any sense. Like, me as a person at this point in my life, I don't think I would be doing this pretty big detour. And then let's remember, he has guests over, and he has a conference call at 7 a.m. in the morning. So it doesn't, it's like he doesn't have the whole day to just take detours. I mean, what do you think about it?
I agree with that, but to be honest, we don't know much about Alan, but from what we know, he seemed like a creature of habit. And so I'm wondering, what could be the reason why he chose that gas station on that day? Maybe the other gas station, I don't know, stopped working, didn't have the gas that he needed. Is there a possibility?
I've been like pumping gas for a very long time now, and I've never had a situation where a gas station didn't have.
Sorry, we ran out of gas today.
No, I've never seen this type of
something, or maybe he was avoiding. Maybe something bad happened to that usual gas station that he had to reroute his way.
You bring up something very interesting that even his family members brought up, actually. And what his family members also brought up is that there was actually a shooting at a 7-Eleven on Oak Lawn Store something. Basically on the same day, and I even have, let me actually open up the article here. On the same day as he disappeared, there was a shooting, right? Let me check. Yes, October 22nd. This happened at 1 a.m. on that same day. Police are searching for two men who shot a 7-Eleven clerk twice during an overnight robbery in Oak Lawn. Wearing masks, the men entered the store, which is east of the Dallas North Tollway. At 1 a.m., they took off after shooting the clerk. Police did not comment on the clerk's condition.
Oh yeah, no, I would avoid that gas station on that day. It happened at 1 a.m. and then you're going there at 4?
My only
6?
question is, did he actually know about this? Would he know? And I think I was able to find that gas station. I didn't mark it for myself, unfortunately. I don't know if it was like directly in his path, but to be honest, For me, what would make sense, you remember we were looking at that big map earlier? To me, what would make sense is that maybe if there was some sort of a commotion because of this 1 a.m. shooting of a gas station, he would be taking that circular route to avoid the commotion. Maybe he was using Waze, and Waze,
Oh, yeah.
Waze or even Google Maps or something told him.
Or maybe he read the news early that morning in the gym.
Maybe he was in the gym. Maybe someone he knew in the gym said, "Oh my God, the traffic is crazy." So that's the only way. But I wish we could verify that.
Because what other reason? Okay, for you personally, what's your reason of choosing another gas station? It's not as if you have your favorite, but it's just you have a preference, like a convenient spot.
I have a favorite in every city in Lithuania that I'm staying at frequently, and there's basically 3 cities that I'm in on a regular basis. In every of these 3 cities in Lithuania, I have a gas station that I will always go to.
You always go to.
I always go to.
Now, what could be the reason why you wouldn't go there?
Well, I wouldn't go there. Sometimes maybe there's like big traffic in the capital here in Vilnius. If it's big traffic and I'm trying to get out of the city, I would just be so maybe like pissed that I have to stop out of the traffic, get gas, and get back into the traffic.
And so you usually choose another one?
No, so I would leave the city and I would get on the, intercity highway.
Out of your way?
What do you mean?
You would go out of your usual way to get gas?
No, I wouldn't. I would just get it out when I'm outside of the city. I would still be on the way. I would never, under any scenario that I can think of, make the type of detour that Alan did. I just would never do it. Okay,
it really didn't make sense for you.
No, for me it doesn't make sense. The only way it could make sense if, as we talked, maybe there was this commotion about the shooting at the 7-Eleven somewhere there or something like that, and he was doing the roundabout. Because the roundabout makes sense, but if he directly went towards home and then he has a decision go left or right, I guess what could make sense to me, maybe he was driving home and he forgot that he needed gas, and at some point he remembered that he needs gas, and then last second he takes that left. Do you know what I mean? That's now I'm thinking.
Or he, as someone mentioned on Reddit, I believe, maybe he's about to buy donuts or something special for the guests.
Yeah, maybe, because the one that he went to is this nice big RaceTrac. It's also a convenience store, so you could get some supplies. Maybe that would make sense, but the only problem is he never bought no donuts, so it kind of doesn't.
It's already out of the window.
Kind of doesn't make sense. So, for one reason or another, he arrives at the gas station at the RaceTrac, and then he's pumping the gas. And we have some CCTV footage now of him at the gas station pumping gas. So from those images, it was mentioned that apparently he was texting. And I think I can see him maybe texting on the first image, but it's really hard to see. Can you see it?
No, I can't see it, but I don't find it odd. It feels like a behavior of someone who was just waiting for the tank to get filled.
Yeah. And how would we know if he's texting or if he's just scrolling?
Mindlessly scrolling.
Yeah, mindlessly scrolling on the phone. Yeah, we don't know if he's texting or scrolling, so I think we can't really... What do you make of his outfit? Because he's at the gas station. By the looks of it, it's still dark outside.
It seems like it's still very dark outside, yeah.
It's October, Dallas, 5.
You're wearing tank tops.
Yeah, late. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah, that Texas, you could just wear a tank top in early morning October hours.
Mm-hmm.
Late October. It's amazing. But what do you think about it? What do you think about the footage here?
I don't see anything particular. I don't see anything odd. Seems like whatever he's wearing, probably the only odd thing about it for me is that he's wearing a tank top in late October. In the morning.
Yeah,
just because it would be so cold here. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but that's just because
That's just us.
That's just us, yeah. But there's nothing really.
No, do you see anything weird?
No, but they said that there's no one in the car with him. Police, I think, came out and said they can't see anyone in the car with him. I agree with that, but from this particular angle, I don't think we can say that there's no one in the back seat with him at this point.
Yeah, but from the looks of it, I'm convinced
he's alone.
Yeah, he's all alone.
I'm also thinking that he's alone. I'm just trying to explore all the possibilities here. So by the information provided from Alan's family, he pays for the gas at 6:01 a.m. that morning. Initially, there was a little bit more confusion because the RaceTrac timestamp for when Alan paid was 5:47 a.m. But after accessing his bank records, they noticed that the payment was actually made at 6:01 a.m. that morning. He then, I don't know how exactly it worked, but from my information, after he pays for the gas, as I understand, maybe he pays, sorry, now I think I understand. Maybe he pays for the gas at the pump. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand, but what about that information that says he goes inside the store but buys nothing?
Yeah, but that's, I think, right after he pays at the pump.
Oh, you have to do that?
You can pay at the pump, yeah. At some gas stations, you can pay.
No, I meant like once you're already paid for
what?
The gas outside, why do you have to go inside the store?
You
Still look around?
No, you don't have to. If you go get the gas and you pay right at the pump, because sometimes the more modern gas stations, they have
it, yeah.
You could just pay with the card or something right at the pump, so you don't have to go inside. Oh man, so maybe this is something that wasn't really clarified. I could be wrong here, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm looking at the CCTV, it does look like in that second CCTV image he's paying at the pump. What do you think?
Oh, I'm just assuming that he brought the pump back.
Yeah, it looks like he brought the pump back, but also to me it looks like he could be paying there. Because this RaceTrac is definitely a modern gas station. And the modern gas stations here in Lithuania, you could pay at the pump.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones, you can't. Like most of them, you still can't. You have to go inside and talk to the clerk. But anyways, what's interesting is that right after he pays for the gas, I don't know if he paid at the pump or not, but I think this, one way or another, he goes inside of the store. So I think he paid at the pump. But then he goes inside of the store and he buys nothing. He basically just stands around for a couple of moments there. And I think even his brother Tim went on and talked to the media after the fact. And Tim said that it was strange, his behavior, that he went inside the store. He just basically, I don't know if he even looked around. He never approached the clerk, and he just left. After standing in the store for a little bit, he goes back inside of his car. He sits in the vehicle for 1 to 2 minutes. I don't know how you feel about it, but when I'm at the gas station and I'm getting gas, to me, feels like time is going at like 5x speed. Because I'm always paranoid someone's behind me, waiting until I'm done filling up the gas. So 1 or 2 minutes, just sitting down regularly at the car is okay, but like at the gas station, it feels like forever, those 2 minutes. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, definitely. However, it's not that weird. If it exceeds 5 minutes, then yeah, it's really weird. But 1 or 2 minutes, it could, I guess, fly by if it's early morning.
Just from my personal experience, every time you're at the gas station and every time I see anyone at the gas station, I never see them sitting there
Yeah.
after getting the pump. Obviously, I'm never pumping gas at like 6 a.m. in the morning when you're the only car at the gas station. So it's maybe less strange.
And maybe it depends on the person.
Yeah, but he sat there in the car for a couple of minutes. By the sound of it, you don't think this is weird. You think this is still regular. It's not weird. It's definitely not weird, but you don't find anything strange about this.
So far, no. Mainly because I could picture myself doing that if I'm thinking about something. Like, I don't know, maybe he was thinking about that meeting that he has at 7 a.m. or that how would he help his niece with the wedding preparation. It seems like it's something a person would do when they're preoccupied by something.
Yeah.
Because come on, you drive, you know that when you're driving, sometimes your mind wanders.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that he just, at least from the looks of it, for me, it seems like he was just lingering around because he seemed preoccupied about something. I don't know what that is though. Because from the CCTV, from the stills that we have, it didn't seem like he was cautious about something. Like nothing's bothering him. He seemed very relaxed.
He doesn't look threatened at all.
Right?
Yeah.
And if he sat in the car for 1 or 2 minutes, nobody's chasing him, seems like. And he just seemed maybe preoccupied about something.
And also maybe this is a regular habit.
Yeah, maybe it's just how he does mornings. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. But then what he does next is, I don't know, to me it's already kind of getting at least slightly suspicious, okay? So he starts driving the car, but he doesn't leave. He just reparks it at a different location at the gas station. So he moves the car to the Church Chicken fast food restaurant next door to the RaceTrac. I have a map here. If you could take a look at the map. So you see where the pumps are at, and you see where the Church Chicken is at.
It's basically right there. You just have to drive a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. And then I think he goes to I've heard this mentioned. I could be wrong here, but I've heard this mentioned that this location where he parks the car at the Church Chicken did not have CCTV coverage. So we don't know what happened next. And I don't know if we have footage of Alan leaving the gas station. I think it was mentioned somewhere that he did indeed leave the gas station and he was now driving towards the location of his home. But I don't know if we I think we know that he did left the gas station to drive towards his home. What we don't know is what was happening next to that Church Chicken location. So can you describe like the general location of the gas station? I have my own thoughts. If you don't have anything to mention about this, then feel free to just say that it's the most like unmemorable Church Chicken locations in America. But yeah, feel free to describe it.
Hey, I respect the thought. It's a very cool chicken chain. I love it.
Church
It's like
Chicken.
right next to the gas station, and you could even walk there from your car. I don't know. I like it. And yeah, I do agree with you. It's hard to describe because it's
It's just basic.
unmemorable.
It's just such an unmemorable location. So
It feels like a pit stop. You basically go there, get your gas, get your chicken, go home.
There's a bunch of eateries there because in the screenshot below the church chicken, this is basically what's behind the gas station. So you could see there's a. Oh, I thought it was a Pizza Hut. It's actually Pizza Patron. Pizza Patron? Pizza Patron?
And rice bowl.
Rice Bowl, I think you heard about it, right?
No. I'm kind of interested actually in this.
Pizza Patron?
No, I'm interested in the building itself because we don't see them here.
This is
It's
that.
like a Northern American thing.
I think it's an American thing because I've seen these types of buildings in America all the time. It's basically like this.
Not a mall, but just a bunch of stores right next to each other.
Yeah, like a combined building filled with stores. We don't have this, but in America, I think that's pretty prevalent. But basically, so why am I asking you this to describe the location, right? Okay, so I went digging around, trying to see what the people are saying about Alan's case. Okay, and what I found interesting is that this is something that kept coming back. People are thinking that there's usually like these types of gas stations. Carjackings apparently are quite popular at gas stations. Like if you're gonna carjack someone, a gas station is a good location to do that. And people were saying that maybe there is a skyrise building or something, or not a skyrise building, but just like a residential apartment block where potential thieves could be looking out through the windows, and they would see that there's this fancy Porsche parked at early morning hours. Maybe it's an easy target. What do you think? Do you think the setup could have played out? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. I'm just thinking. I'm not sure I'm entirely convinced that the carjacking happened within that area.
Oh, me neither. I'm not entirely convinced that this is where the carjacking took place.
I feel like if it actually happened, like the carjacking, it happened somewhere out there, not within that area.
Not in this RaceTrac location.
It's somewhere maybe on his way home.
Yeah, and we're gonna be jumping into it. Why do you think that way? Why do you think there is a chance that it happened in this racetrack? Because we have a pretty good set of images here that we're looking at. And what can you tell me? Before you answer that question, it's been mentioned online, and I still find this very baffling by some people, that this is apparently a shady part of Dallas. Like, not necessarily this whole neighborhood, but this gas station was shady. But the gas station to me looks mint.
It looks nice. It looks like a regular one.
It looks like a regular mint gas location, and then
but maybe that's the morning. Daytime.
Yeah, what was happening and I was on Google Street View. I was kind of like trying to take a look at this gas station from every angle. I did find a couple of guys sitting on the pavement. Like, I wouldn't call them like dangerous guys. They kind of looked like, I don't want to say it, maybe homeless. I don't know. I don't want to necessarily judge immediately. They were just kind of like sitting on the pavement, and there was like trash around them. They don't look necessarily dangerous to me. But I tried to look around. Other than those two kind of, maybe homeless guys, I don't know, I don't want to judge, I didn't really find this place to be dangerous.
Yeah, same here.
Sorry, I know I kind of went into this whole thing. You were about to say, why don't you think necessarily that the carjacking happened here? You don't think it's a dangerous place?
Okay. Well, please answer your question.
I don't think it's dangerous, by the looks of it.
Yeah, same here. I don't know, mainly, I kept on looking at the CCTV pictures, And he really did not seem alert in any way. He seemed very relaxed. The posture, the slight slouch,
Yeah, he
looking at his phone. If there's any sense of danger within that area, would you actually whip out your phone, text someone, mindlessly scroll, and linger around in that area?
you would get out.
You would get out immediately. But it seemed like he took his sweet time getting gas, maybe even checking out the chicken place, I don't know, texting someone before he left. So I really don't sense any danger at that time at that place.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think I agree with you completely. I'm just gonna ask you one last question before we finally move on from this racetrack location. Why do you think he stopped for the second time in a church chicken
I
party?
don't know. To be honest, I would just say maybe it's the most simple explanation. Maybe he wanted chicken in the morning. Maybe he's about to buy a chicken for the family. Maybe. Or maybe he was thinking about this conference call. Or I don't
Had to
know.
check his phone real quick.
Had to check phone real quick for work-related stuff. Because he seemed like the type of guy who would check his work phone
That's a good point. I think I will
at
agree
6
with-
a.m.
I will agree with you on that one.
Because it's really hard to predict, and we could only go with the most simple, the simplest explanation here.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing else that
we
came
could
out.
we could try, but I don't know.
That's a good point. So we know that he leaves the racetrack location. He's going towards the direction of his home. We know that. I think.
Or wait,
Sorry.
I'm really
Yeah.
sorry. I just had a thought. Maybe he was also looking for something. If he went inside the store, didn't buy anything, maybe it's not necessarily weird. Maybe he's trying to find something minuscule.
Like a light bulb or something.
Yeah, or like I don't know, a USB connector.
Yeah, or like a charger or something.
That he was hoping a super glue. For all we know,
Yeah.
he could find in the gas station store, and he didn't find it.
I think we've all been in that situation, looking
Definitely.
for some knickknacks.
And it really took us like a few minutes to linger and think like, okay, where am I gonna buy this?
Yeah, definitely. It makes sense. Also, it makes sense. Maybe he just wanted to pull out of the pump, not to block the pump,
Yeah.
just to kind of finish what he was doing.
Yes.
It makes sense. I agree with you on that one. So we know that he left towards the direction of his home. We know that. This was, I think, already established by police. Now, I have another map with a big, if you go a little bit below, with this arrow. Do you see the big arrow? And you could see that there's a CVS pointed out on that map. Do you see the CVS?
What's the CVS?
CVS is like their pharmacy chain. It's like this huge pharmacy chain in America. So basically, why this CVS is important in this map that I'm showing you right now is because if Alan really would have went back home to his house, at some point he would have had to have driven past this CVS, and he would have been caught on the CCTV of this CVS. Does that make sense?
Yes. And was there anything?
No, he's never caught in this CVS. So now we know that something happened between RaceTrac and that CVS, because he was last seen driving towards the CVS, but he never reached it.
And it's kind of crazy to look at the map right now because it's a pretty short distance.
It's like
It's right there.
It's right. It's like almost walking distance, this location. So, and after this, we will find out that his car is found way on the other side of the city, and his remains kind of nearby. So, any idea what could have happened between this racetrack and the CBS? Because this, in my opinion, is the biggest mystery, and this is why I was thinking that maybe there is a chance that he's no longer driving the car as he left the gas station. This is the only reason, because He never made it at CVS.
You know what? That's true. Maybe something did happen in that gas station.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Caught on camera.
Yeah, it wasn't caught on camera, and it was maybe on his way out and way after he paid and scrolled his phone or something.
It could be, because even his brother Tim came out on the media. He said he believes something happened at the gas station. So maybe something did happen at the gas station.
Yeah, something happened there, and it really wasn't just caught.
Yeah.
Or I wonder what's the traffic situation there.
It was 6 a.m.
Yeah, like who's awake at 6 a.m.?
I think it was basically no traffic.
Basically empty.
I would assume. Right?
So do you think there's also a possibility something happened in that deserted street?
I think there is, just the way, unfortunately, how things play out. I think maybe something happened in that blind spot of CCTV blind spot near Church Chicken when he reparked. That's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think he could have been stopped while he was driving to the direction of his home?
Potentially, but I find that less likely, because how does that work? I've never been stopped like that,
Yeah, that's true. And it's so easy to drive away.
Easy, and you could just click the log button, and basically, if you're gonna get carjacked in the middle of the street, it's way out there in the public.
Yeah, definitely.
So I still think something may have happened at that Church Chicken now.
I wonder what it, because right now we're just looking at the gas station pictures in daytime.
Yes.
And it looked pretty normal, looked pretty regular, nothing shady. But I wonder what it's like at nighttime. The general atmosphere.
Yeah, that's
maybe changes.
Every gas station.
But there are some
changes.
gas stations that are creepy, but there are gas stations that are like, oh, this kind of look inviting. I'll order a kebab.
To me, this one feels like it changes in the bad way in early morning hours, because to me, as I've said, I already saw those two like homeless looking guys. Nothing wrong with being homeless, I guess, but
and nothing wrong looking homeless.
But that just tells me that not like all
people
kinds
hang
of,
out in there.
All kinds of people hang out in there. You know what I mean? And to me, just the vibe feels like at night it kind of would feel scary. In some weird American way. I don't know how to describe it.
Weird American.
Yeah, how
what does that mean?
Like the whole landscape is like these kind of bigger open spaces. You know what I mean?
Huge.
Because like here things are very close to each other, so
and it's all very compact.
It's very compact, and here's this huge open space. You don't know who's like creeping up from the distance, walking up. Do you know what I mean? Do you know that type of energy? The vibe?
Yeah, and there's like so much spaces to park.
Yeah, and I mean, we have a lot of opinions about America without even stepping.
No, but we have to admit that like there's way more space in there.
No, that's a fact for sure. But like, we've never even stepped foot in there, so
one day.
No, we definitely need to go one day. But that's just my guess that could be happening there.
No, I agree with you.
That this could be shady at night.
Yeah, definitely. Because come on, everything's shadier at nighttime.
Yeah, and then we have news stories that another 7-Eleven earlier in the morning, someone shot at the store clerk. So it's definitely things like this happen there with seemingly regularity.
Yeah, but do you know perhaps about the community surrounding this gas station?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Because it's not rural. It feels like there are buildings all around.
This is Dallas. This is real deal Dallas. This is not even outskirts. To me, this looks like it's right there, not city center, but regardless. So
I wonder if someone saw it. I don't know if there are actually like homeless people around that area. Maybe someone saw something, but from the looks of it, nobody did.
So let's move on here. So he is reported missing that same day by his partner. 1 week later, on October 29th, his vehicle was found. The loaner Porsche was found 15 miles away in a secluded location known to law enforcement as an illegal dumping area of stolen vehicles. Now, this is what was interesting. When they found the car, I don't know who exactly found the car, maybe like the local residents reported it missing. When they found the car, the keys were still inside of the Porsche. And they also found Alan's iPhone. So his phone was still inside of the car. The phone was locked. The car itself had minimal or no damage. However, it was now dirty. And we can see from the CCTV footage that when Alan was last driving it, it was
shining.
It was shining, but now it was dirty. Also, there was some confusion with like the seats being wet. Someone reported that some of the seats were wet when the car was found, but then later, I think law enforcement came out and said, no, the seats are not wet. So I cannot say for certainty were the seats wet or not. I just heard it. There was this mention of it. And there were no evidence found inside of the car. The only thing that was missing other than Alan himself was his Coach sling bag. He had the sling bag. It was almost like his gym bag. So his gym bag was also missing.
And do we have any information on what's inside?
Inside the gym bag? Mm-hmm. No, we don't. But I would just assume like gym clothes. I don't know what would be inside that bag.
Yeah, definitely.
But it could be something else other than the gym clothes.
So you're telling me the car was hidden but not sold?
No, and it was seemingly wiped clean.
Wiped clean?
From the inside. The outside was basically dirty, but like inside they found no evidence. So someone meticulously, as I understand, cleaned out the fingerprints, etc. Someone with that knowledge.
This part I don't understand, because if it was carjacking, first of all, why not steal everything you could steal?
Exactly. And number two, what I don't understand is this was a loaner car. So this car didn't belong to Alan. It belonged to the dealership or something like that. So wouldn't the dealership immediately trigger GPS location? Why did it take 1 week to find the car? Does that mean that someone tampered with the GPS within the car? And that already involves like high skill. This is not just some teenagers stealing a car and like dumping it.
Oh yeah, this part I really have no idea the answer. I don't know how those work.
Exactly, me neither, but I'm just thinking it was a loaner car.
And so it was a Porsche.
It was a Porsche. It was a brand new Porsche loaner car. Wouldn't the dealership be very interested in trying to locate it, and wouldn't they immediately trigger GPS finding? It's kind of strange that they didn't find it immediately. And
yeah, I agree with you. For such a luxurious car, I'm expecting like, I don't know, easier access to find it.
We have some images of the location here, but the location, to be honest, I'm not gonna torture you here. I'm not gonna ask you to describe the location.
It looks like Lithuania in the summer, like on a rural Lithuania.
Yeah, it's just, I'm not gonna torture you on this one.
It's foresty. It's wild.
It's a dirt road.
No, but you have to admit it kind of looks like the rural parts of this country.
Yeah, well, I think it's a common scene all over the world.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Lithuania necessarily. I think it's any other...
That's how I would describe it.
Yeah, just any other country, to be honest. The location itself is a known dumping ground. Now I have...
What do you mean dumping ground? For people who don't know what dumping ground is.
So it's basically known by police where car thieves would dump a stolen car.
Is it just car thieves? Or is it like criminals?
I think criminals, all sorts of criminals. And this location is specifically known by police. That was mentioned in some articles that this is known.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So that means whoever did something bad to Alan knew about the dumping ground.
Yeah, so it seems like it's like someone part of the criminal world of Dallas.
And a Porsche wasn't stolen, and a phone wasn't stolen. The only thing missing was a coach bag.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna ask you this. Why do you think the keys were left in the car? And I have a theory about it. Well, it's not my theory. I read about it online. But why do you think the keys were still in the car?
I don't know. Maybe whoever stole it planned on getting it back. But that would be so stupid. But then again, if you're the criminal, why would you even take the keys? That means the evidence is with you.
So this is what I found. Okay, I kind of want to bring it up. What I found. Someone said, and they made a pretty good case on Reddit. Someone said that since this was a known dumping ground of stolen cars, maybe if this is a professional hit on Alan, a professional murder hit on Alan White, this could be a potentially very smart tactic by a contracted killer. You know why? Because if they kill Alan White and they leave his body around a mile away from the car, they leave the car spotless. Basically, they remove their own DNA from it. They leave the phone there because they don't want the phone start pinging. They don't want to have it on them because they know that the phone is actually quite dangerous to keep on yourself as a killer in this scenario. They leave the car keys there because they know, since it's a known location by criminals, someone's going to stumble upon it
and steal it and start driving around. Eventually the car would be found further away from the body. The body is never going to get located. And also that new would-be theft person who just stole the car, their DNA would be on the car. So then police would suspect them of killing Alan while the original contracted killer gets away unscathed forever. That's really smart.
That's smart, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a little too smart?
No.
It could be done?
Just my opinion, personal opinion, I think it could be done. But then that would mean someone
actually did a hit on Alan White.
Yeah.
And this would be, I don't know.
Because, the thing is, the phone was there. The car wasn't stolen.
The car was clean, wiped clean, almost meticulously removed fingerprints, as I understand.
Yeah, if I'm just a regular person who wanted to steal something from someone, you would never find that phone again. Or maybe you would find it in a second-hand store or a pawn shop. And maybe the car, I'll take what I can with the car. But it's just that it felt like it was just dumped there.
Yeah.
Everything intact.
I'm telling you, it almost feels like that person...
It was intentional.
Yeah. I'm telling you. And okay, so... on the next year, May 13th of 2021, so this is like maybe 7 months later, Alan White's remains have been found when a survey team found skeletal remains 1 mile from where the Porsche was dumped. The cause of death is undetermined. I have a little map. This is the last map, I promise. This was a map-heavy podcast, but this is the last one. Do you see that last map with a red line?
Yes.
So this is the location, I think, between the car and the body. It's 1.1 mile away. It's quite a bit away. It's like it's not.
You can't walk it. I mean, you can, but it would take you forever.
Yeah. So.
And can you imagine if the criminals who kidnapped Alan was dragging him there? Someone would notice.
So what makes more sense to me is that they first
Dumped him.
dumped the body and then drove to the location. But this is the distance away, so to me
It's close to a school, though.
it's close to this college. I forgot what the college is called, but it's close to the college, and this is the college park where the body is dumped. And I think it's a more secluded area. So to me, all I'm gonna say from these two locations where the body is dumped and where the car was found, to me it seems like this is like very pre-planned. Like it almost feels like whoever was doing this, they knew
what to do and where to go.
they knew where to go. Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree. It seemed too smooth to be done in with a haste.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we kind of ran out of the details, and Alan White's. At this point, I think you agree with me. It's a murder case. It's not self-inflicted. No way, right?
No way it was
It's
self-inflicted.
impossible.
Yeah. And how about this? I did read that some people are suspecting the husband,
Rusty.
Rusty. Yeah, what do you think about that?
That's a good point. I've seen this mentioned, and funny enough, I even took some screenshots from Reddit. I'm not gonna read it, but I can tell you generally what's happening there with some people questioning Rusty's innocence. Apparently, they found it weird. Basically, I think they found it weird how now Alan's family is not tagging Rusty on Facebook. Because maybe there's a rift or something, but then the niece came out, and the niece had only good things to say about Rusty.
And I don't think you could accuse someone of doing something bad just because they're not tagged on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. That's like why I was about to say that I don't suspect Rusty, because to me the case for Rusty being involved here is very weak, because there were outcomes that were very unfavorable for Rusty. For example, I think he had a problem with the mortgage on that beautiful home. I'm not sure if he could have afforded to pay the mortgage for it on his own paycheck, because I believe that Alan was making more money than him.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to sell that house, and there was a bit of a confusion and like commotion there that they were husband and husband in this case, and basically they had some sort of power of attorney document written. Basically, one of them couldn't sell. Did you run into this? Like that apparently they found it weird that like Rusty was able to sell the house soon after Alan disappeared, because they were thinking that maybe Rusty's just wanted to sell the house. And that would be the only motivation that I can think of immediately. Like, why would Rusty be suspicious because he sold that house? But to me, it doesn't make any sense.
It sounds stupid.
It sounds stupid, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's insane. That's insane to think about just because he sold the house.
Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like, and this is just my opinion, I think he's innocent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he's innocent or guilty, because honestly, anything could happen.
I read somewhere, I think it was a news site, that when Alan did not come home at the same time that he usually gets home, Rusty was starting to get worried. Yeah, to panic. When Alan did not arrive on time for his call, he started driving around finding him.
That is true. What I did find weird, not necessarily weird, I'm not saying it's weird, but it caught my eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what caught my eye?
What?
That apparently Rusty was in full panic mode by 6:45. It's not weird. It's not weird, but it's something that we've done a bunch of cases where people don't go into panic mode sometimes until the next day. But Rusty went into panic mode 45 minutes or like maybe even half an hour before Alan's supposed time to come back home. Now, I think it works in his favor that he knew that Alan has a conference call at 7. Apparently, it's important he has to do that meeting. So maybe he is more inclined to worry because, oh, Alan is a punctual guy. He wouldn't miss that call.
Yeah, I am sensing.
But
I'm sensing love here, though.
yeah, and sorry, where I was going this, because it's kind of finished my point, sorry very much. Basically, I've seen some people mention that maybe Rusty is not involved, but maybe there's a chance that Rusty knows more about what Alan could be doing in those hours, and him going into this crazy panic mode at 6:45 maybe makes him think that, oh, like something went wrong. And what specifically wrong? Maybe a drug deal. Maybe, I don't know, this is a pure speculation. Maybe he was there to get some drugs.
I don't think so. I really don't think so, because from the looks of it, they go to the gym at 4:40 a.m. to go home at 6 a.m. and start work at 7. Alan seemed like a cyclist. And then you're telling me they do drugs on the side?
There's a certain type of drug that you would do to like enhance your...
Steroids?
No, not steroids. Like I'm thinking maybe like cocaine or something. To increase your...
Stamina?
Mental stamina.
Maybe, but
brain
I just
work.
the way I see it, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm completely wrong. The way I see it, Rusty loved Alan so much that he knew that he's never late. Maybe they've been together for forever, basically. Maybe he knew that Alan wouldn't be this late when he has an important meeting at 7.
Oh, that's like the most simple and most straightforward explanation.
Definitely.
That's like if we're not looking into the
It's
crazy possibilities.
I could see myself panicking.
Me too. To be honest, I would panic also. Like, I could see myself doing that as well.
Like your partner hasn't been home for like 45 minutes.
And you know that they have a meeting in like half an hour.
Like, something's really wrong.
And you're texting them, or calling them,
and
they're not picking up. Just to kind of kill this theory, I just want to come out here and say, after everything, I don't think Rusty is involved.
Same here.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it's almost impossible.
And what, to sell a house?
And
get 2 mil?
How would that even work? Like Rusty goes to the gym, but he actually doesn't go to the gym. He meets up with Alan in that one blind spot, kills him,
drives him,
dumps the body, cleans everything, comes back into his own car, drives
with the nephew. Niece. I meant niece and the fiance.
The only way I could see it is that it would be a contracted hit.
Yes,
but it seems very unlikely because it seems like, from my understanding, Rusty had some financial issues after the fact. So it's unfavorable for him.
Yeah, definitely.
And there was never any weirdness reported between them. So I would say that's not the case. Where do you think the gym bag went?
I have no idea. I have no idea why it's the only thing missing. Sure, it's a coach, but come on. What? Take the coach bag, but leave the iPhone? And the Porsche?
Yeah, where? So any idea about the gym bag?
I would revert this question to you. Any ideas?
No, actually, I'm even trying to think about the gym bag. The gym bag being missing, I guess I assume...
It's not inside the car, right?
No, and I assume the police never found it, and it was not on the body. So it was not on Alan's body, and it was not in the car. And where's the gym bag?
Maybe Alan was wearing it.
Yeah, but then where is it now?
Oh yeah, that's true. Then it should have been found next
on the body, but I think it's not on the body because it was mentioned that, the bag wasn't in the car, unless it was later found with the body, and the detail about the bag missing from the car was when his remains had not been found yet. Does that make sense? And then when they found his remains, police never released the information that the gym bag was found next to his remains, because they want to keep this information close to themselves, because maybe down the line when they're like vetting potential killers, they know that this is a detail that only a killer would know.
Potentially, yeah.
But then if you're dumping someone's body in the wilderness, you don't want to dump it next to the gym bag, because it would make the remains more like easier to find. Oh, look at Jim. Oh, there's some bones as well. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So maybe I was thinking there's a chance that they dumped the gym bag in a different location where it has not been found yet. But then why dump the gym bag if you're not dumping the phone or nothing?
Might as well just leave it in the car, right?
Yeah, the gym bag is a
And I wonder, I'm really sorry, it's just
No,
really
take your
quickly.
time. Take your time.
I wonder if there were any fingerprints on the phone.
Yeah, the phone, by the way.
Squeaky clean?
By the way, by the sound of it, also they tried accessing the phone because it was locked. No one knew the password, so they had to contact Apple, and they never came out with what was found on the phone, from what I know. So maybe police at this point, maybe they know something more about the case, but
I
they're
hope
just
so.
not saying anything. Lastly, I will say this thing that really stuck to me is that his brother Tim said that this wasn't, he thinks it's not a random encounter, and that his brother was targeted, because this does not look like a monetary crime. Like it wasn't for money.
Yeah. From the way I see it, it also, for me, seems like it's more of like either a hate crime towards him.
Because
or,
because he's gay, or because he's
no,
rich?
maybe because he's rich. He's driving
Okay.
a fancy car with a fancy bag, probably to do his iPhone, in a shady neighborhood.
But wouldn't like someone who would kill because someone's rich wouldn't take their stuff also? Want to take some, steal something?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well. So it's more of like maybe it was a hate crime.
Just because he's
Just
rich,
because.
or with a fancy car.
Maybe not all. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe also because he's part of the LGBT community.
Maybe because of that one also. But how would they even know? Because to be honest, when you look at Alan White,
He did look like just a higher up.
I wouldn't even say to me, I could never guess that he's gay just by looking at him.
Yeah.
He doesn't look gay.
Yeah, but you could sense from his face that, yeah, he's a higher up.
Oh yeah, he has that corporate guy look.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I wouldn't see him immediately think that someone...
Yeah, that's true, openly.
It doesn't look to me like that.
I have no idea. So that means...
So if he was targeted, who would target Alan White and why? He was an executive for KPMG, but he's not, like the president of America. It's like he's important, but he's probably not that important.
Yeah.
So
And it's not as if he's doing health insurance or something.
Yeah, so it's not connected to his job most likely. So I think maybe
Maybe it is connected.
And
to
also
his job.
Tim, this is the last thing I want to mention. Also Tim, his brother, one thing that Tim mentioned was interesting. In one of the interviews with the media, Tim said that I don't know if my brother was involved with something. I don't want to judge. I just want to know who did it and why. But the way he said it, the way Tim said, oh...
Drugs?
No, I don't know what he's involved in. Yeah, to the point where it's like his brother said two things that stuck out to me. He said, doesn't think it's random, and doesn't want, maybe his brother was involved in something, he doesn't want to judge. So it's almost like the family, I don't know if they still believe this opinion, but from what I gathered, maybe they're pushing towards this secret, not necessarily secret life, but like some secret connection that Alan had that no one knew about.
I have a feeling that if that's ever the case, then Rusty would know about it.
Rusty could know about it, or maybe it was a secret that Rusty didn't know about. And what would make sense to me, if this was some sort of a secret connection that only Alan knew about, maybe that's why he was in this gas station at 6 a.m.
But this seems like a very odd, and it's really sad that we lost him on this day as well, but it seemed like not the usual choice, not a usual thing for him to go in weird places, because there are no other reports about him going in shady places, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like just a corporate guy.
Yeah, I guess. But then what I'm saying is that maybe he was meeting someone at that gas station behind the church chicken.
Waiting for
Some. Maybe he was supposed to meet up with someone at this particular gas station.
But really, on the day and on the time when his niece.
Hey, if he has to meet someone, he has to meet someone.
I guess
it could happen at any day. It could happen at Christmas, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
People get killed on Christmas.
Hey, yeah, we could consider that one as well.
Yeah. So I think this is a complete and utter mystery.
Yes, definitely.
To be honest.
I also read some people are speculating that there's been cheating involved.
I think this would kind of lead into what I was just saying. That
He was meeting someone. It's not necessarily a drug deal.
No, it could be completely not that. But man, this was
if it's a cheating thing, then it really doesn't make sense. Because why would you do that? It seems like it's full of hate.
No, it would make sense to me if it's cheating. So? If it's like some sort of love triangle, then we've heard stories where, like, you know, someone's jealous and kills someone because someone wants to end things or something, you know. Like, no. If it's like a love triangle type situation, I could see. People die in those situations. I would say that let's wrap it up. Being a big long podcast, I just would say, honestly, I don't know what happened to Alan. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I hope that, I mean, they already recovered his remains, and I hope there's some sort of technology they could use to have more information about it.
I hope so too, man. Hopefully.
Because the family and Rusty deserves so much more.
Yeah, answers. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Thank you, Rain, for being the co-host as always.
Oh, thank you for being the main host. And if you reach this part of the podcast, wow, thank you.
I think this was longer than our last 3 podcasts, but it's not necessarily longer than the things we were kind of doing earlier in the year.
Yeah,
Remember,
that's
we
true.
started the year, we resetted the podcast counts. I think our first podcast came right after January of this year, so we are already at episode number 42. This is just this year, 42 episodes already. I think we started with longer pace. Maybe we're kind of talking slower. I don't know how we were doing it right now, but we kind of right now on this,
enjoying things, I guess.
Yeah, enjoying, relaxing. But then I think this is going back to those longer podcasts. Not that we want to go back into them, it's just this case is crazy.
This is really sad, actually, because it's kind of it's sad and frustrating at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it feels like the answer is there, but not really.
Yeah. Well, I think let's wrap it up, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
And may Alan rest in peace.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.